You know, my problem with this kind of comments on my posts, each time I look into the historical origin of Christianity and how the Roman Flavian family invented the character known as Jesus the Christ, I see people who are not really educated. Now, when I say education, I'm not talking about knowing how to spell, knowing how to read, but education to know yourself as a human being. According to Socrates, man, know thyself, for an unexamined life is not worth living. You see, black people are the only people who don't have this passion, this desire, this burning enthusiasm to dedicate themselves to research. I still remember what a white woman told me in Australia on Facebook. She said white people will continue to be better than black people because black people don't have the desire, the burning passion to research and to read. I made a content about how the Roman Flavian family deliberately invented Jesus the Christ as a means to subdue, to subject the Jewish messianic movement in Judea into permanent slavery. Now, I will repeat what I said in my last content for those of you who don't have the opportunity to watch that video. You see, Emperor Nero needed to crush the rebellious Jewish messianic movement because you must understand, during this period, Judea was under the colonial control, was deeply under the colonial control of the Roman Empire. So the Jews in Judea received the prophecy that a warlike Messiah will come someday to liberate them from Roman imperialism, colonization, and slavery. So they stopped paying their tax. They continued to rebel against Rome. Now, during this period, there was no Christianity. There was no Jesus. The only thing that was in existence was Judaism, that is the religion of the Jews. And they have received a prophecy that a warlike Messiah will come someday to free them from Roman slavery and colonization. Now, on this ground, Emperor Nero, the Roman emperor, called his two most outstanding military generals, General Vespasian and General Titus, father and son. He told them to go to Judea and crush the rebellious Jews. Now, General Vespasian and his son, General Titus, went to Judea and they crushed the rebellious Jews. Now, to cut the long story short, there was a political instability and economic breakdown in the Roman Empire. The Roman Senate has passed a vote of no confidence to impeach Emperor Nero. Emperor Nero committed suicide. So information got to Judea that Emperor Nero has committed suicide. General Vespasian went back to the went back to the Roman Empire and took over as the next Roman emperor. Now, I want you to understand that in Rome during that time, if your father is an emperor, automatically you the son, you are the son of God. Because then in Rome, for your religion to be accepted or to be practiced in the Roman Empire, you must recognize the Roman emperor as a god in your temple. Therefore, the children of that Roman emperor are children of God. Now, Titus compelled the Jewish people in Judea to call him the Son of God. And the Jewish people refused. They rebelled against General Titus and he crushed them. Now, the Jewish people refused to pay their tax. You will remember in the New Testament, they said, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Do you know the meaning of that statement? That is, they should pay their tax to the Roman emperor. Let me tell you, the New Testament was deliberately written down by the Roman Flavian family. But I'm coming to that. I want you to pay attention and listen to this history. You know, black people, you people have this lackadaisical and nonchalant attitude when it comes to research and to read. But calm down and pay attention. Now, in one of their raids and massacre, they captured a Jewish historian named Josephus Bar Matthias. Now, Josephus Bar Matthias was the historian who told the Flavian family that it was the Jewish prophetic book or screw that was fueling the continuous rebellion against Rome. So they went back to Judea, they crushed the rebellious Jews, and they took all their religious items and the prophetic screw. Now, I want you to understand something here. Now, General Vespasian and his son General Titus sat down with the historian Josephus Bar Matthias, And the conclusion was that they have to invent a new Messiah, a Messiah that is peace-loving, a Messiah that will come to humanity to talk about love, a Messiah that will tell you to turn the other cheek, a Messiah that will tell you that if they slap you on this cheek, you should turn this other cheek for them to slap you. That is the Messiah that they invented. But to invent this Messiah, they have to write gospels. Now, I want you to understand, the word gospel simply means evangelion. And what is the meaning of evangelion? Evangelion simply means good news of military victory. It is the military victory of the Roman Empire over the Jews in Judea. Now, to write the New Testament Gospels is not an easy task. The Flavian family had tax collectors in Egypt. They are called the Alexanders. They also had tax collectors in Judea. They are called the Herods. Now, these royal families worked with the Flavian family to facilitate the writing of the New Testament Gospels, what you call the Gnostic Gospels, like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I want you to know that these people, they never existed. There is no historical, archaeological, or any form of anthropological evidence to show that anyone by the name of John, anyone by the name of Mark, anyone by the name of Luke, anyone by the name of Matthew ever existed historically. Now pay attention. I want you to calm down and understand that black people, you don't like to read. And if I tell you to do research about how the Roman Empire invented Jesus, you will have this nonchalant attitude because you will say it is very monotonous. It is very boring. Because we don't have time to read. What we know is to drink and flex and do irrelevant and inconsequential things. Pay attention. Now, the Alexander family in Egypt, who are tax collectors and who are loyal to the Flavian family of Rome, they submitted the mythology of Horus or Heru in Egypt. You know, Horus or Heru was the first Christ in ancient mythological history of a dying and resurrecting Christ who was given birth by a virgin mother known as Isis, okay, who walked on water, who fed over 5,000 people with few loaves of bread and fish, who died and who resurrected. Because if you go to the origin of a Messiah, the first Messiah can be traced to Egypt in Africa. So they brought those mythology and they gave it to the Flavian family. The Flavian family, they gave it to Josephus Bar Matthias. They started writing the Gnostic Gospels. Because if you check meticulously, the New Testament is all about a man who came to this world to talk about peace, to talk about love, to heal the sick and to do miracles. There is a book named The 16 Crucified Christ Before Jesus. If you want to get that book, send a message to my inbox. In that book, you will see the 16 Crucified Christ who did miracles, who had 12 disciples, who walked on water. They were born by a virgin. All these things, all these 16 personalities existed in ancient mythology and spirituality before Jesus the Christ. A lot of you don't know this. A lot of you don't know this. That is why you can make such comments. Somebody is telling me that if he prays to Jesus. In fact, the guy said that he has unfollowed me. You unfollowed me because I gave you an historical evidence showing you that Christianity is a religion that was invented in Rome. And instead of you to calm down to research, you decide to unfollow me. But that is not a problem. It's not a problem because here on this page, we don't beg people to follow the page. We are here to bring about enlightenment. We are here to liberate the black race from the shackles of mental colonialism.